Hello everyone, I am Angélique Kidjo and you are watching France 24. Stay tuned.
She's been called Africa's premier diva, one of the most inspiring women in the world and the most powerful celebrity in Africa. With more than 16 million albums sold, multi-Grammy Award-winning Beninese singer, songwriter, global activist and educator Angélique Kidjo is now the laureate of the Polar Music Prize, regarded perhaps as the world's most prestigious music award. Angélique, hello.
Hello, how are you?
You always seem so joyful. Your energy is inspirational, it's infectious. Is that in you? Do you have to work at it?
Joy is a state of mind. We all have it in us. So for me, is there any reason for me not to be joyful? I'm living off my passion, doing what I love to do.
You've just won an award regarded as perhaps the world's most prestigious music prize, the Polar Music Prize. It's the equivalent to the Nobel. It's previously been given to Paul McCartney, Elton John, Stevie Wonder, Miriam Makeba. What does it mean to you?
It comes as a surprise because I was not expecting any prize. And being in such a company, it's humbling, and at the same time, it's a responsibility. Each of the artists that have received that prize, they have brought something immense and really helpful through music and their talent. So I think I'm going to try to do my best to fit in those shoes.
You're also the holder of numerous Grammy Awards, first nominated in 1993.
Yes, indeed.
First one in 2007.
Yes, indeed.
You probably have too many honours and awards that I could mention. What's it like when you see them all lined up?
Unfortunately for you, I don't line them all up on the same place because I spread them between Paris and New York. No, there's no space for all of it, so I have to just spread them around. So.
And the last Grammy was for Best Album in Global Music for Mother Nature in 2022. 30 years ago, in one of your early hits, Agolo, in 1993, and the message was also to pay attention to Mother Earth. You've been a climate activist all of your career. When did you become aware of the importance of the planet and climate change?
My conscience about it started with my mother's mother. She's a healer, and she would wake me up summertime after school at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go get this plant here. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And I'm like, Grandma, I just wanna sleep. I don't know your business of herbs. And she's like, yes, you have to learn. You have to understand. You are part of all of this. But I learned that from her, to respect the fact that we are each other's keeper. What we do for ourselves have to benefit somebody else and vice versa. So if we take care of the Mother Earth, she will continue nurturing the next generation endlessly and bountifully.
And what's changed since you wrote Agolo in 1993 when it comes to the climate?
When I wrote the song in 1993, I was pregnant. And my worry then was, on which earth my daughter gonna grow up if we don't pay attention, first of all, to the way we consume and the way we recycle garbages. That was the purpose of Agolo, because I start questioning myself in the way that if the garbage is always full, when the garbage people comes around, what can I do to diminish that, to keep my garbage not full for at least 2 weeks? In 2022, it's no longer about talking anymore, it's about action. Because we are seeing the glacier melting, and there are going to be islands that are going to disappear because they're going to be submerged by the sea. When you travel as much as I do, you see it. It's not just words, it's reality. Because the space that I used to go to, I've seen them drying out or completely destroyed by hurricanes. So how do you stay a human being knowing that other human beings are being impacted by climate change and you stay quiet? We all have responsibility to do something about it.
And on your song Mother Nature, on the album, Sting features on it. He collaborated with you. Over the years, you've collaborated with so many incredible people: Bono, Alicia Keys, John Legend, Peter Gabriel, Carlos Santana, so many. Tell us about one of your favourite collaborations.
All of them are different and unique. And what is interesting for me in all those collaborations is that each of us, we were humbled and at the service of the song we were working on. And singing with Sting is no-brainer. He was one of the first one that started talking about rainforest. And look at the state of the rainforest today. For the rainforest to stay green, it takes the climate to take the nitrate from the Sahara Desert to travel all the way through ocean, above the oceans, to bring those nitrate to nourish the Amazon forest. So Sting on Mother Nature is the right thing to do.
Keep building cities from the ground. We rise and weave the way. Mother Nature has a way of warning us. A time bomb set on a lost countdown. Will you find it? Will you stop it? Won't you listen?
Your message is getting through to people. You do inspire your fans. When you're on stage, the audience, they're smiling, they're mesmerised, they're joyful. And I was looking at comments that people write about you online. So many. Queen Angélique, you're always the best, sharing positivity around you. And do you realise how much you mean to the fans?
Man, I started seeing realizing that in 2002 when I became a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. When you're an artist, you just do your music and you hope that people listen to it and come to your concert. I was not in the mindset to think about how it will impact the generation of young musicians today. And here I am in 2002 traveling across Africa with UNICEF, and you see people call you by your song's name. And then you go, okay, I make something positive here. That's when it hits me that everything that I've been doing has been closely watched and has been penetrating the culture in every part of Africa, empowering young boys and young women. And that is a responsibility that I don't take lightly. That's why when we did the album Mother Nature, I asked a couple of them to come and speak about the climate change, what is important to them. Most of them choose social justice theme because for them, both goes hand in hand. So there's a lot we still have to do because we're going to pay the biggest price for climate change in Africa, and we are the people that could pollute less this planet.
It seems in everything that you do, you're seeking to better the world, be it writing a song or creating a foundation like the Batonga Foundation in Benin that creates opportunities for women and girls. What's the biggest challenge in helping young women in Africa?
There are many challenges. During the pandemic, the strides that have been made in reducing violence against women, we have to start from scratch because perpetrator was home. And when you have that situation is complicated. We have female genital mutilation, childbirth, child marriage, early abortion, and the list goes on, where in most of the countries in Africa, rape is a crime. But people don't put together child marriage and rape because the women that are marrying those young girls, they have the age of the father of those kids. What is important, the challenge that is really can be a game changer in reducing poverty is young women access to credit. The banking system is built in Africa exactly as the banking system in the developed world, which don't tackle all the needs of the population. And we need the banks to be more women-oriented, to give loan to the poorest of the poorest. They are the one at the forefront of poverty. They can raise people out of poverty if they have access to money to be able to produce more and to create jobs for boys and girls.
So you're, on one hand, fighting for the planet and better understanding about the climate crisis. You're also fighting for young African girls and women to have a voice, to not be married off early. For underprivileged people in Africa, do they feel there are more pressing problems than climate change?
Oh, yeah, but everything is linked. How can you tell people that it's not raining because of this and because of that when they are hungry? If you don't teach them to understand, if it doesn't rain, and if you don't help by the way we consume, the way we build, the way we cook, everything that can produce, CO2, they have to be educated to understand that. For me, when it comes to human being, you pull one thread, you get to the other one. We are complex beings, and the society and the surrounding we live in is challenging. In every challenge, you can only understand it if you are educated. You understand it's not about you. It's not against you. is about how you can bring something, a solution to that problem in your community, in your family, how together we can work better.
Now, Angélique, you speak and sing in 5 languages, maybe more. You live here in Paris. You came here 40 years ago because you wanted to be an independent musician, an independent artist, and that was complicated back home in Benin. How important has Paris been for you on your journey?
Paris, like New York, they are melting pot cities. People come and stay here. So when you get out of your house, your footstep is in the world. Really, it's not just an image, it's a reality. When you are in the subway, you see the whole human family in the subway. So therefore, when the African music started here, it was obvious you're going to have public from around the world that will listen to it. So my experience in going to music school was to learn more about the music that I haven't listened to for the last 10 years before I was there, and also to discover new music, and to be in jazz school, to learn more about the music, the history of music, and how I fit in.
Angélique Kidjo, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Do you think maybe you could sing us out?
Don't ever let them hurt you in any way. Or never let them steal and take the best of you. Keep building cities from the ground. We rising with the wave. Mother Nature has a way of warning us. A time bomb set on a last countdown. Do you hear it? Will you stop it? Won't you listen?
Versailles, Mont Saint-Michel, the Louvre are well-known stars of French heritage. But French genius and France harbours many other hidden treasures. The arts, gastronomy, architecture, as well as nature's wonders. Come along with France 24, discover France's living heritage. From young apprentices to accomplished craftsmen and farmers, to Michelin star sporting chefs, meet these people whose passion for their professions preserve and drive French heritage.
You are here on France 24 and France24.com.